and welcome to the Rig Rundown. This is the Stoned Jesus special, and this episode is proudly brought to you by Seedy Side Ni Vape, Belfast. I'm here with Josh from Seedy Side. Josh, how's it going? You want to tell us about the place?
It's going great. What was it? We're just the Seedy Side of Belfast. We vape shop, head shop, just at the back of Castle Court here. Some of the best prices you'll see across Belfast, some of the best things you'll see across Belfast, wide range of stuff, constantly growing as well. Just honestly pop by, come see the prices for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You got everything. You got vapes, you've got head equipment, you have CBD products. I myself personally use CBD all the time. When I come off stage and I'm fucking aching, that thing, it's the most beneficial thing in the world. And thank you guys for what you do. This is excellent.
No problem whatsoever. That's what we're really here for. We're just here to really help people, get them informed of what's sort of about there, about CBD, about everything else as well. And yeah, we're just here to help.
Excellent. Thank you. Welcome to the Rig Rundown. This is a very special edition. We're here with Stoned Jesus. Guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yeah, do you want to introduce yourselves for our audience here?
I'm Igor. I play guitar and lead vocals.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Andrew. I'm playing bass and backing vocals.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you. Welcome to Ireland. Guys, this is your first time performing here. What are your expectations? I know you played Dublin last night. How did that go?
Oh, that was very sweet. It was like a really tight venue, but it was a cool atmosphere and people were really into it. And yeah, 90 minutes flew like a charm.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, you guys, you played a few festivals over the years. Which appearances stand out the most to you? I know I watched myself. You guys played at Bloodstock. Was it Bloodstock? Yes.
No.
Not Bloodstock, sorry. Which one?
We played Desert Fest London.
Desert Fest London,
Yeah,
yes.
on Friday. Yeah, it was like second Desert Fest for me. But
Yeah.
Andrew, he's the new bass player. Maybe he can tell you about
Yeah.
his experience
How
playing
was Desert Fest?
2,500 people.
Yeah.
I mean, so far it was really great. We enjoyed watching some other bands like Elephant Tree, Elder.
Elder Druid?
No, just Elder.
Just Elder. Oh,
yeah.
just
And I mean, like from the whole experience, like I can't separate like 100 people venue from 1,500.
Yeah.
Like because it's all the time depends on vibe, all the time depends on crowd, and like there could be shows with 1,000 people, which is not so good. They
Yeah.
could just be not into it,
and
or
ones with
like
100 that are?
anything else. So I mean, but if we're talking specifically about Desert Fest London, yeah, it went great. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, guys, can you tell us a bit about the origins of Stoned Jesus? How did the band come together? What influenced your sound?
Yeah, it was first of all like my kind of project, and gradually it like turned into a full-time band.
Yeah?
And I was very much inspired by the music that my dad was into.
Of
Stuff
course.
like Sabbath and Uriah Heep and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin.
Awesome.
And then I discovered that there are like younger musicians trying to do somewhat related sound with like bands like Electric Wizard and Sleep. So I started doing this on my own back in 2009. And then, there was a number of musicians coming through Stoned Jesus ranks in the last 15 years, because we're currently on our 15th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
And like the most recent current lineup that I have is Andrew on bass guitar and Yuri on drums, like one of the strongest lineups that we had in years, like very much enjoying doing what we're doing together. And speaking of like the earliest influences, I don't think they come that much into play anymore.
Okay,
Because
you have you're doing your own thing. But but when you picked up your guitar, what inspired you? Like, what were you into when you were growing up?
Well, I picked my guitar because of my dad, because my dad was in the bands.
Was your biggest inspiration?
In Soviet Union, and they were like official bands. You couldn't play rock music
That's right,
in Soviet
unless
Union.
you were allowed.
So they would play 2 sets. Like they would play the first set, and there were officials in the room, and they would play like freaking patriotic Soviet songs and whatever.
Yeah.
Officials would leave, and they would play Rainbow and Deep Purple and the Beatles,
and bring
like,
the best music to the people. That's so cool, man. Respect.
and then like I came into this world, and my mom told to my dad, "You gotta find a real job." So yeah,
This is a real job. What are you talking about?
not quite back in those times. Nah. So he did, and he kind of poured everything that he couldn't make it like into me.
Yeah.
So yeah, he showed me like some basic stuff, and then I went to like music school and wasted some years there. But like one of the first influence for me, 100% was Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Kurt Cobain,
Awesome.
hearing unplugged, like acoustic stuff, very melodic,
They are awesome.
very sincere. And like when I heard electric Nirvana, like 2 years later, I was like, wait, this is the same band? What's going on? Like, I was so much into this like acoustic Nirvana, which is almost like Beatles, which I was raised on.
It's the same song.
Yeah, like very melodic, very, very positive. And I think this was my first, like big influence.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool, man. Awesome. Well, tell us, like, you guys, you're from the Ukraine. You want to tell us a bit about, what it's like being a band from the Ukraine, how that has shaped, your whole outlook and everything. I know obviously then there was the war recently, and you've got collections out for the efforts to send back. Respect for that, bro. That's awesome. How are you guys finding it at the moment?
I mean, at the current moment, it's like really hard to be a band in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite hard to be in Ukraine itself,
Of course.
And like a lot of bands right now, they're raising funds.
Yes,
for
rightly so.
For people who suffered from war, for soldiers, for like any help,
of course,
because it's like it's not about just playing fun music for people to entertain them.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's kind of like secondary mission then.
Okay.
And I feel this is so unfair because we have like really strong underground scene and really powerful, like more mainstream metal scene. Like you all heard those bands like Ginger and Space Operations, they touring worldwide. And like down there, like in the underground, we have stuff like White Word in 1914 and Drut and whatever. And I feel like a Polish scene and Greek scene, like they very related in this case.
Yeah.
But they had better opportunities, I would say.
Okay.
And they had more, I don't know, discipline to like break through. So maybe we don't have our own Behemoth. We don't have our own Rodin Christ.
But you have a Stone Jesus.
But I think we would have if not for the not for the Russian aggression and pandemic and all other stuff that really impacted our music industry.
I'd say so, man. Yeah, that's mad. Well, here, looking ahead for Stone Jesus, what's next? You got any new releases, tours, anything you're excited about? You can tell us.
Yeah, for sure. We're wrapping up this 15th anniversary thing, like with the greatest hits set list with a couple of festivals this summer, including Hellfest.
Nice.
Our second time on Hellfest, could have been third again if not for the and then there is a new album in September.
Oh wow, okay, a new album in September. Nice.
We're going to Australia and we're going to Latin America.
Wow.
To play more shows that are loosely connected to the greatest hits set list. But like next year in earnest we're starting touring with the new album, and I think I can tell it right now. I can spill the beans. Like this first album, it's going to be the first of the 3 albums. There is a trilogy.
There's a trilogy in the works? Whoa, okay.
Like I'm a huge
We're hearing it here first?
Yeah, I'm a huge nerd.
Shit. And I'm getting some exclusive information right now.
Exclusive fucking Stone Jesus news right here in the Rig Rundown.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like this. I'm a huge like music nerd, and like
awesome.
There was a great thing that I like planned in my head, and I'm very grateful to the guys.
Yeah,
that is possible to bring those things to life now.
That is fantastic, guys. If there was one message or emotion you'd want your listeners, especially here in Ireland, to take from your music, well, what would that be?
There
you go. You
I don't know. For me, music was always about unity.
Yeah, community, unity.
Yeah, I myself,
brotherhood.
I'm like from a small town in like very industrial part of Ukraine, and there was not enough culture, to be honest. Like there was not enough arts and stuff like that. And I always being inspired by my dad's music collection. I was into stuff like Genesis and Marillion and King Crimson. Imagine being a 16-year-old Ukrainian guy in a like industrial city when everybody like listening to. Nobody actually was listening to music. Like nobody did care about
They
music.
just listening for like some tracks from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it was just like
Background,
rap music.
background,
It
yeah.
was just rock music and like
Okay.
non-specific albums, non-specific like even genres, I would say, you know.
Uh-huh.
You can't tell someone like, "Oh, I really like prog rock," or "I prefer to listen to like post-black metal."
Yeah.
Like what did people doesn't even know that's, you know.
Yeah,
That's so
and,
cool, man.
and yeah, like bringing people together through music and having some sort of following, some sort of like
Yeah.
community built around it.
We
This
have
is-
the same sort of thing here. Our scene here is amazing. It's so community based. Everyone is in here bigging each other up. There's not a bad person about. Like it's really awesome to see, and that's so cool that that's the fucking message from Stone Jesus.
Okay, thanks a lot, Belfast. Now we definitely know you can sing, and we need you to sing one more fucking time. It's really easy. I'm gonna count to 5, and you would need to sing Electric Mistress, okay? It's gonna be like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Electric Mistress, just like that, okay? Follow me. Let's try with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're doing great, Belfast. Give the energy once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You guys, like your guitar tone, that's a huge part of your sound. Do you want to talk us through what you do to make your sound? Any kind of your can you give away any of your chain setup? I don't expect you to tell us any secrets, but what are you guys using then? What powers your sound?
For me, there are basically no secrets because I usually work with some really basic sounds that I have in my head, and it's not about the equipment. It may sound a little bit like a cliche, but I think the sound is not in the instrument. It's not even here. It's mostly here.
It's in the heart.
Yeah,
that's what they say. They say the tone is in the hand. No, you're saying the tone is in the heart.
It's there. Yeah, I would say.
That's
like,
fucking nice.
I know some basic stuff that I would need for a song. Like I need a heavy part here. I need like a atmospheric part here. So the reverb would do the work. Like for the heavy part, I have Gunslinger. Overdrive, and like if we need some build up for like a easy part to come into heavy part, it's gonna be phaser. Like I have some cliches in my songwriting.
And any specific brands? You guys like any sponsorships, any endorsements? Is there any you would like?
We're really looking forward to. So yeah,
Headrush, please text me.
Headrush.
Yeah, Andrew plays Headrush. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. What guitar do you play?
I used to have more guitars, but I had to sell them because of pandemic. So now my two prime guitars is Les Paul Studio from 2012.
Very nice.
A Pelham blue finish, very beautiful.
Big heavy boy. Yeah.
And the other one is RD. Again, Gibson RD.
Nice.
So yeah, again, if you're looking, if you're looking for
Stone Jesus, love Gibson. You know,
actually, it started all with Jimmy Page because it was one of the first guitarists.
Awesome. Fun story about Belfast. Here we have the Ulster Hall is the very first place Led Zeppelin played Stairway to Heaven live. Just around the corner, they have the Rory Gallagher statue.
Jesus.
He was one of the most important people ever at Ireland.
This is something that we were talking with the guys between ourselves, because you guys basically living through this culture and living through this hills. For us, it's like a deep space. It's like a Star Wars type of, like legendary shit. And for you, it's like regular business. And just walking outside, you bump into Phil Collins or whatever. It's like
you watch.
We had Bruce Springsteen in Dublin last night. Where did you guys in Dublin last night?
You're watching Lord of the Rings and you see Cher in the beginning, like the same stuff for us when in our childhood, somewhere in Great Britain, over there is a people who are making music,
metal,
and your father some like miracle way got the vinyl and showed you the album
back in Soviet times.
Yeah, and it's like
so back in Soviet times, would you have had access to albums and just like, because I was speaking to Troops of Doom, who were the original members of Sepultura. They said in Brazil they had a similar situation. They had to smuggle in all their records, and they didn't have Marshall, they didn't have Gibson. They had to make all their own stuff.
Same stuff for Eastern Bloc, for communist countries, for Soviet Union, the same stuff.
So you had to sneak it in.
Mostly sailors who were coming from like international things, like
shout out to those guys. Heroes.
Absolutely. And some like there's a funny part with some albums coming years later than they were released. So like in Soviet Union, there was no like wave of prog bands in early 70s. It was in early 80s. It was 10 years later.
So when everyone else was in their studs and their spikes and their makeup, you guys were
exactly
growing your hair out.
Actually, this thing came almost at the same time. Like there were punks and there were post-punk bands in early 80s, but like the prog stuff was way later. So that was crazy.
But what's it like today? No such problems. Everything comes through just as.
And of course. Like everything comes faster. But again, it also depends on like local scenes. I remember being like in a local scene in Kiev back in 2009 and like looking for a drummer for Stone Jesus, like trying to explain to people that you need to play slow, you need to keep time, you need to be like groovy and stuff. And people were still mad about new metal and metalcore.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
2009, so it was, it's different. But nowadays, I think it's pretty topical.
It's very
and you can meet some Deftones core band in Ukraine
nice.
this year. Yeah,
that is cool. And well, are there any? How has your setup evolved over the years? Are there any core pieces of equipment that stuck with you by the beginning, like on your pedal board or your amps? Any kind of go-to that you just will not part with?
Yeah, like without throwing in brand names, I would say it just grown bigger. Like at first it was just a fuzz pedal. Then it was like fuzz and a delay pedal.
Okay.
Then it was like fuzz, delay pedal, and phaser. And currently it's basically overdrive pedal, delay, phaser, and reverb.
Nice.
And that's enough for me because
That's
yeah,
it?
you just know how to switch in between those to create like the atmospheric that you need.
Sometimes, like, all you really need is a little modulator, a little delay, a reverb, and how you dial that in, you can create a vast array of sounds.
Yeah, I remember when we started playing bigger festival, and you can take a little look at what other bands use in, and sometimes you're shocked at like how little they use actually. And on the other hand, there is maybe some like smaller band that open in for you, and they think that this whole thing is not here but there,
And they have
massive gigantic this pedal
and use like
boards
two effects.
barely fitting on stage, and you're like, oh no man, stop doing this. You need to find like this thing first before you buy anything. You're doing it like the other way around.
You know, at the same time, I feel myself somewhere in between in here, you know, because like, you can boo and stuff, but I prefer to use a processor.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the opposite side of the fence here.
Yeah.
You want to run us through your rig?
I don't need like a million wires.
Yeah.
I don't need like to
box.
check. Yeah, it's like that's all.
There are
all I can,
a lot of people are into that.
All I can have is like once in a month a new update, and
Just do it on the computer.
like I can check on the like built-in cloud.
Yeah.
The copy of other pedals which other users are making.
You can find a sound
so basically I can take his pedals, I can make a clone of them on my processor and make the same pedal board, but it's like for free, you know. I just need to pay for my
device?
processor. That's all.
So cool. And what
you
bass
know.
guitar are you using? You want to talk us through?
I'm using BC Rich. It's made in Japan in 1985.
Wow.
And
quite vintage then?
Yeah, it's Mockingbird model with baritone system. So it's a lot of words, but yeah.
Also looks great.
Yeah,
great.
I love it.
I think the way the guitar looks is very important because like what I was talking about Jimmy Page, like seeing Jimmy with Les Paul, I'm like, oh, like, and remember me being the guy who saw like Soviet guitars.
Yes.
Or maybe like, I don't know, some Mustang from Kurt Cobain, and like seeing Les Paul with Jimmy Page with Les Paul, like,
wow.
This really like tiny dude like on herring playing Les Paul, and he was so sloppy, but it was so inspiring because me being 12 years old, I could copy some solos, and it was way before like YouTube and all the tutorials.
So you had to do it all
stuff.
self-learned?
Yeah, but I could do this like by ear, and it was so inspiring.
Awesome. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I totally can do that. So probably I need a Les Paul. So yeah, like the look of the guitar is like, again, this is one of the reasons why I got RD, because it looks freaking cool.
Yeah. That's it. Well, yeah, no, the looks are very important. It's awesome to hear about the live rig. When you're in the studio, do you differ too much from what you do live in the studio? Do the producers add on some more? Is the rig any different then?
I myself just played in different but super fancy DI box.
Nice.
But I plugged my my processor just directly to it. So it's the same stuff I'm doing on live.
Awesome.
The same sound, the same settings, and I'm happy about that.
Excellent.
Yeah, for me, it's like two different types of things. Like it's either a song that we 100% going to play live, so I'm using like just my pedals and that's it.
Okay.
Or it's some like sort of experimental track, which I love doing. I'm never against like studio only tracks, because freaking Beatles, like with their only studio only era, they made like the greatest music ever available to mankind. So there are some songs on Stone Jesus albums that you probably will never hear live, but this is like the space for experiment.
Was there an experimental aspect? So did you go in perhaps not having it all written out, but just jammed? And this is what came out?
Sometimes it happens.
So it was just from the heart?
Working on a song called Black Church, which we never played live 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it has like a drum machine part. It has like a Hammond organ part.
Nice.
It has like an electronic part in it, because we just threw everything and we just saw what's going to stick. And it sounds phenomenal.
Wow. Well, that sounds awesome.
It sounds like Nine Inch Nails jamming with My Dying Bride. So.
Yeah. Well, when you're going in to record next time, what are your plans for the studio? Do you have this pretty locked down? Is it going to be more free flow experimentation?
Oh, it's very like being a control freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have everything pretty much planned up
Excellent.
front like for like freaking 10 years.
But that's not to say someone might throw something out there.
Yeah, life happens.
Mhm,
Life happens
yeah.
all the time. Like it was supposed to be like with the previous album Fatherlight, it was supposed to be like the duo of albums, Fatherlight, Mother Dark,
Uh-huh.
and we never did Mother Dark. It's like shelved
Okay.
elsewhere because we couldn't release it, we couldn't finish it. So yeah, there's like a new chapter with the new guys and like the new trilogy. The
Awesome.
first album of the trilogy gonna be released in September, and the second one we're gonna be recording this summer actually. So like
So
each
impressive.
each consecutive year, the next 3 years, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a new Stone Jesus album.
There we have it. Dude, that is so awesome. Like, well, you guys, your songs, they've got big, massive, chunky riffs. Like, what's your philosophy when it comes to writing riffs? Do you build around the tone or shape the tone around the riff?
Again, there are two different approaches. There are like songs that are sort of crowd pleasers that are maybe a bit easier to play, and I like have a lot of fun writing those.
Yeah.
I'm maybe not listening to this type of music myself,
Uh-huh.
but it's a lot of fun writing this sort of thing and playing this sort of thing.
I think all of us are actually not much into stoner music itself.
Yeah.
We're
we
like,
had this conversation yesterday.
We're not like listening this stuff, but it's really fun to play.
Nice.
You know, we enjoying this, and we enjoying that people enjoying,
Yeah.
and yeah. So like,
Yeah, but I'm still a big fan of bands within the stoner niche who really hone their songwriting skills.
Of course.
Guys like
Good
Greenleaf,
music is good music,
Greenleaf,
regardless of genre.
Mars Red Sky, Green Lung, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's always really good. So there is like a approach like to writing big dumb riffs
Yeah.
for like pleasing ourselves and pleasing the audience. And again, there is like experimental part when you
Yeah.
just grab an acoustic
You play
guitar.
off each other. And
Or you have just a melody and you build on top of this melody. Like the album that we're gonna release this year, it's more on a riff side.
class.
And like the next one, the next year, it's more like a darker acoustic, like maybe some
Wow.
electronic stuff even thrown in there. We'll see. Yeah, but yeah, the next one's gonna be darker and more experimental.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, dude, so you're here in Ireland, first time in Ireland. What's your impression of the place? Are you enjoying it?
yeah,
You having a nice
Quite
time?
much. It's,
You've actually managed to get the best fucking weather we've had.
yeah.
ever. This is not
it's,
not normal. Normally it's fucking freezing. This is
Yeah.
why everybody's running around and fucking wearing nothing.
It's pretty interesting part of especially like our experience on Ireland and like Dublin, for example, yesterday, because we are like not drinking at all, and to see so
we drink.
much drunk
We
people
like to drink.
outside.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
you're in fucking Ireland, bro.
I mean,
you know?
fun cheers, yeah.
Guinness for breakfast over here. Like,
Yeah, we hate to disappoint everybody. Like
Yeah.
everybody's so
Shout out to
nice to,
Guinness.
us. Everybody want to give us a pint and stuff, and we're like, oh no,
but
thanks
they
a
have
lot.
zeros. Guinness is zero.
Yeah, we
There
should
was
try this.
I was not drinking there for a wee while and just was drinking Guinness zeros, and it just is nice. It's great, you know, if you have to drive or you have to go somewhere, but you still want a pint.
Yeah, and with the warm days, the vibe is very different. Like
Oh.
I thought you guys just miserable bastards sitting at home drinking, but you
Oh,
but
no,
you like
no.
to drink outside as well.
Yes. Oh, we just drink
Everywhere.
regarded. Yeah, we're at home doing housework, here doing gigs,
So yeah, yesterday, like
work,
walking
rest,
through,
or play, drink every day. You know.
walking through Dublin, it felt almost like Greece or Latin America because everybody just
It
so
was
energized and like
a lot of
so
fun vibes.
crowded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me like Spanish vibes.
yeah,
like almost,
yeah, stuff like that. Like
It was
yeah.
brilliant. Yeah, like, going around Dublin yesterday, it was so cool. Everyone was out around the canals. It was like everyone was bottles of wine and picnics everywhere. It was fantastic. Well, you're up in here in Belfast today. Have you had a chance to see around our beautiful city or see anything else?
A little bit, but
Little bit?
maybe we will have more time tomorrow before our flight
Oh,
for a
yeah.
little stroll.
Definitely get out there and see the place. We've got a lot to offer. There's a lot of cool things. Yeah, it's really cool, man. Yes, awesome, dudes. I think that might be wrapping us up. I think they need us. I think we're all needed elsewhere. But dudes, thank you. Dudes, thank you so much for coming here and
Yeah,
talking to us.
welcome.
Our viewers will be so fucking happy to hear about everything. We got the exclusive news about the new album. Stone Jesus, thank you very much. This has been the Rig Rundown. And everybody, thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Dudes, thank you so much.
Yeah,